He was once called the Father of Federation, a man who dreamed of uniting a divided land. He rose from poverty, led 5 governments, and shaped a nation's future. Yet in the end, he died in silence, poor and almost forgotten. His name was Sir Henry Parkes. This is the story of a man who gave everything for Australia and asked for nothing in return. Henry Parkes, a name synonymous with Australian Federation, started his life far from the sunburnt land he would come to shape. Born in Warwickshire, England in 1815, his childhood was a world away from the halls of power he would one day occupy. His family, struggling tenant farmers, faced hardship that etched itself onto young Henry's soul. Poverty was a constant companion, and formal education remained a luxury out of reach. At 8 years old, Parkes began working, his small hands grappling with tools instead of books. He toiled in a rope factory, the rhythmic clatter a stark contrast to the quiet of a schoolroom. Despite the lack of formal schooling, Parkes possessed a keen mind, hungry for knowledge. He sought solace and learning in the written word, devouring books whenever he could. His thirst for knowledge, however, was not enough to overcome the bleak prospects that awaited him in England. Australia, a land of opportunity whispered about in hushed tones, beckoned. It represented a fresh start, a chance to escape the rigid class system that stifled ambition in England. Driven by hope and a yearning for something more, Parkes, with his young wife, boarded a ship bound for New South Wales. The year was 1839, and Australia was about to meet the man who would one day be known as its Father of Federation. The journey to Australia was arduous, but Parkes, hardened by years of hardship, faced it with stoicism. He disembarked in Sydney, a city brimming with the chaos and energy of a fledgling colony. Life in this new world was not without its challenges. Work was scarce, and Parkes found himself taking on whatever jobs he could find. He labored as a farmhand, his hands calloused by the unfamiliar toil. He tried his luck as a shopkeeper, only to be met with disappointment. Despite the setbacks, Parkes refused to be defeated. He possessed an indomitable spirit, a fire that refused to be extinguished. This resilience, coupled with his sharp intellect, soon attracted attention. He found employment as a customs officer, a position that offered stability and a glimpse into the workings of government. It was during this time that Parkes's interest in politics began to take root. The fledgling colony was a hotbed of political debate, and Parkes, a keen observer, found himself drawn to the discussions about governance and reform. He witnessed firsthand the inequalities and injustices that plagued the colony. The plight of the working class, a group he identified with deeply, fueled his desire for change. He began writing for newspapers, his words sharp and insightful, advocating for social justice and democratic ideals. It wouldn't be long before Parkes transitioned from observer to participant, stepping onto the political stage that would become his life's work. Parkes's entry into politics was a natural progression for a man so passionate about social justice. In 1854, he was elected to the New South Wales Legislative Council, marking the beginning of a long and illustrious political career. From the outset, Parkes proved himself to be a formidable force. His eloquence, honed through years of writing and public speaking, resonated with the people. He spoke passionately about the issues close to his heart: education reform, expanded suffrage, and improved working conditions. His rise through the ranks was swift. Parkes's ability to connect with the common man, coupled with his sharp intellect and unwavering determination, made him a popular figure. He understood the needs of the working class, advocating for their rights and championing policies that improved their lives. His commitment to public education, a cause he held dear since his own days of missed opportunities, led to significant reforms in the colony's education system. But Parkes was not just a man of the people. He was also a shrewd politician, adept at navigating the complexities of colonial politics. He understood the importance of compromise and collaboration, building alliances and working with those who shared his vision for a more equitable society. By 1872, Parkes had achieved what many thought impossible for a man of his background. He became Premier of New South Wales for the first time, a testament to his political acumen and the trust he had earned from the people. Parkes's tenure as Premier was marked by both triumph and tribulation. He led the colony not once, but 5 times, his premierships interspersed with periods in opposition. Each time he assumed leadership, he brought with him the same unwavering commitment to social reform and progress. Parkes's governments were responsible for a swath of significant legislation. He oversaw the expansion of the railways, connecting far-flung corners of the colony and fostering economic growth. He introduced free, compulsory, and secular education, a revolutionary concept at the time, laying the foundation for a more educated and equitable society. He fought for the rights of workers, enacting legislation that improved working conditions and provided greater protection for the vulnerable. Parks's vision for New South Wales extended beyond its borders. He believed in the power of a united Australia, a federation of states working together for the common good. His time in office, however, was not without its challenges. Political rivals, threatened by his popularity and progressive ideals, often launched scathing attacks. Economic downturns and social unrest tested his leadership. Yet through it all, Parks remained a steadfast figure, his commitment to his principles and his vision for a better future never wavering. He understood that leadership was not about popularity, but about doing what was right, even in the face of adversity. As Premier, Parks championed countless causes, but it was his unwavering belief in a federated Australia that would cement his legacy as the father of federation. The seeds of this vision were sown long before Parks rose to prominence. He recognized the limitations of a collection of separate colonies, each with its own interests and rivalries. He envisioned a united Australia, a nation capable of standing tall on the world stage, its people bound by common purpose and shared destiny. In 1889, Parks delivered what would become known as the Tenterfield Oration, a pivotal moment in the journey towards federation. Speaking with his trademark eloquence and passion, he laid out his vision for a united Australia, arguing that the time had come to be Australians with one heart and soul. His words resonated across the colonies, igniting a spark of national identity and fueling the growing movement for federation. Parks was not content to simply advocate for federation, he was determined to see it become a reality. He worked tirelessly with leaders from other colonies, navigating complex political landscapes and overcoming resistance from those who clung to the old ways. He chaired the 1891 National Australasian Convention, a gathering of colonial representatives tasked with drafting a constitution for the proposed federation. While Parks would not live to see his dream fully realized, his unwavering commitment and tireless efforts laid the groundwork for the birth of the Commonwealth of Australia in 1901. Despite his many successes, Parks's life was not without its share of setbacks and failures. His ambition, while driving him to achieve great things, also proved to be his Achilles heel. Parks was a man of grand visions, but these visions often came with a hefty price tag. He was a firm believer in progress and development, pouring resources into ambitious infrastructure projects, expanding education, and improving social services. His unwavering belief in the public good, however, sometimes came at the expense of his own financial well-being. Parks was notoriously bad with money, his personal finances often in disarray despite the high offices he held. He was driven by a desire to serve, not to profit, and his personal wealth never reflected the power he wielded. His political life was equally tumultuous. Parks's progressive ideals and forceful personality often put him at odds with conservative elements within the colony. He faced fierce opposition throughout his career, his policies criticized and his character attacked. He suffered electoral defeats, losing his grip on power just as often as he regained it. These setbacks, however, did little to dampen his spirit. Parks was a fighter, and he never shied away from a challenge. He believed in the righteousness of his cause, and he was willing to weather any storm to see his vision for New South Wales, and for Australia, realized. While politics consumed much of his life, Henry Parks was more than just a politician. He was a man of letters, a loving husband, and a devoted father. Writing was his constant companion, a passion that burned brightly from his youth spent devouring books by candlelight. Throughout his life, he penned countless articles, poems, and essays, his words reflecting his sharp intellect, keen wit, and deep compassion. His literary works provided an outlet for his creativity, a space to explore ideas and express emotions that lay beyond the realm of politics. Parks's personal life was marked by both joy and tragedy. He married twice, first to Clorinda Varney, with whom he had 6 children. Clorinda's death in 1888, after years of ill health, left a void in his life. 2 years later, he married Eleanor Dixon, a woman 30 years his junior, who brought him companionship and support in his later years. His large family was a source of both pride and sorrow for Parks. He delighted in his children, but also experienced the deep pain of losing several of them at young ages. These personal tragedies, while testing his spirit, also revealed the depth of his character, showcasing a man who, despite the harsh realities of life, remained deeply devoted to his family. Even before his death in 1896, Henry Parkes' contributions to New South Wales and Australia had earned him a place in the nation's heart. He was knighted by Queen Victoria in 1877, a testament to his standing within the empire. But it was the outpouring of grief at his passing that truly revealed the depth of respect and admiration he commanded. Thousands lined the streets of Sydney for his funeral procession, a testament to the impact he had on the lives of ordinary Australians. In death as in life, Parkes continued to inspire. Statues were erected in his honor, his likeness gazing out over the cities he helped build. Schools, libraries, and electoral districts were named after him, ensuring that his name would be forever etched in the landscape of the nation he helped create. Parkes' legacy, however, extends far beyond these physical reminders. His words and deeds continue to resonate with generations of Australians. His commitment to social justice, his belief in the power of education, and his unwavering pursuit of a united and prosperous Australia remain as relevant today as they were in his own time. Henry Parkes' journey, from poverty-stricken beginnings in England to the highest office in New South Wales, is a testament to the power of resilience, hard work, and an unwavering belief in one's convictions. He was a man of contradictions, ambitious yet financially inept, a staunch advocate for the working class who married above his station. Yet it is these contradictions that make him such a compelling figure, a true reflection of the complex and ever-evolving nation he helped to forge. Parkes' legacy is multifaceted. He was a nation builder, a social reformer, and a champion of the people. But perhaps his greatest contribution was his ability to articulate a vision for a united Australia. A vision that resonated deeply with the Australian people and paved the way for the federation he so passionately believed in. Today, as we look back on his life and achievements, we are reminded that true leadership lies not just in holding high office, but in possessing the courage to challenge the status quo, the compassion to fight for those less fortunate, and the vision to imagine a better future for all. Parkes, the boy from Warwickshire who arrived on Australian shores with little more than hope and determination, rose to become the father of federation, his name forever etched in the annals of Australian history. His story is a reminder that even amidst the harshest realities, the human spirit, armed with vision and determination, can achieve extraordinary things.